The pelagic zone corresponds to the water column, or the area of the ocean where organisms live suspended without any association with the seafloor. Pelagic communities can be divided in two broad groups, the plankton and the nekton. The planktonic organisms cannot swim. They are drifters. They are drifting with the ocean currents. They can be divided into plant-like plankton or the phytoplankton or the animal-like plankton, the zooplankton. The nekton are the organisms that can actively swim, and these will include the vertebrates and invertebrates. Phytoplankton are microscopic single-cell algae. Some species of phytoplankton arrange themselves as colonies to increase their chances of staying afloat in the sunlit layer of the oceans. Phytoplankton are producers. They're responsible for half of the carbon fixed on Earth. 50 trillion kilograms of organic carbon per year is fixed by phytoplankton. Phytoplankton cells need nutrients, nitrogen, phosphorus, and iron mostly, and light for growth. Phytoplankton are divided according to their size. The net plankton are the largest, when the cells are bigger than 20 microns. The nanoplankton, where cells are between 2 and 20 microns. And the picoplankton, where cells have a diameter between 0.2 and 2 microns. There are 1,000 microns in 1 millimeter. So the largest type of phytoplankton, the diatoms and the dinoflagellates, are 10 times smaller than this grain of salt photographed between the two pillars of the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse side of a penny. Diatom cells are surrounded by a case made of silica. This is called the frustrum. Diatoms can be centric or pinnate in shape. They appear under the microscope as golden brown, and that's a result of having chlorophyll C as an accessory pigment. Diatoms are part of the net plankton, and their size will range between 0.02 to 0.2 millimeters across. They're the dominant type of plankton in spring blooms, and some diatoms can produce toxins or neurotoxins. Dinoflagellates have two flagella that helps the cell move or swim along the water column. Their cell wall is made of cellulose. This type of phytoplankton is dominant during the fall blooms, and they may even discolor the surface of the water and cause the red tides. Dinoflagellate species can also produce neurotoxins, and some species are bioluminescent, producing their own light. Their size range will be between 0.02 and 0.2 millimeters across, so they're also part of the net plankton. The net plankton, the diatoms, and dinoflagellates are the dominant plankton in the neritic zone. Here's a photograph showing the blue light that's generated by dinoflagellates' bioluminescence mechanism, which is triggered by movement. It is thought that the cells can produce light as a way to avoid predators. Since the light production is triggered by movement, it's kind of like a burglar alarm system. So if a predator approaches the dinoflagellate, it will light up, attracting the predator's predator, and so alerting for the fact that there is danger on site. Just like a burglar alarm will sound off if someone comes into your house and therefore alert the police. Here is an example of a dinoflagellate, Noctiluca scintillans, that can discolor the surface of the ocean into the red color if it occurs in high concentrations. So Noctiluca can generate red tides. Moving on to the nanoplankton, this group of phytoplankton is mostly composed of coccolithophores. These cells are covered by calcium carbonate coccoliths or scales, and because of that, offshore blooms of coccolithophores can be detected from space, as the calcium carbonate will reflect as white on the surface of the water column. The cyanobacteria are part of the phytoplankton. So these are the smallest type of phytoplanktons. They're important members of the microbial loop, especially Synechococcus and Prochlorococcus, which are the two main types of cyanobacteria that we find in the world's oceans. Another type of cyanobacteria important to mention is Trichodesmium. However, this one is not part of the phytoplankton. The cyanobacteria have an important role in the marine food web, as they are the only type of phytoplankton able to fix nitrogen gas and make it available to other producers, such as the diatoms, the dinoflagellates, and the coccolithophores. The zooplankton are the planktonic organisms that eat other plankton. There are two types of zooplankton: the marrow plankton, in which the larval stage of the creature is planktonic, but the adult stage is not. And examples of that would be crab, barnacles, anemones, and sea urchins. They spend their adult life as part of the benthos, but their larval stage is part of the zooplankton. And then we have the holoplankton. These spend their entire life as part of the plankton. Examples of that would be the microflagellates, the microciliates, the copepods, which are the most abundant larger zooplankton, and they are regarded as the cows of the sea, as they graze intensively on phytoplankton. Also, as a member of the zooplankton, we have the krill, which are most important zooplankton in the pelagic regions and a keystone species in the Antarctic ecosystem. Krill are visible to the naked eye. They're about 1 to 2 centimeters long. They graze on diatoms and they can be eaten by seabirds, squids, fishes, and whales. The radiolarians are single-celled, microscopic, planktonic amoeba that have a silica test or shell. Deposits of radiolarians make chert. Chert is hard, fine-grained sedimentary rock. Also within the group of the planktonic amoeba, we have the foraminifera, which are also single-celled and microscopic. And their shell is made of calcium carbonate, and so the deposits of foraminifera makes limestone. Also part of the zooplankton are the sea butterflies. These are planktonic snails, and they're severely threatened by ocean acidification. As part of the larger zooplankton, we have the several different types of jellyfish, the comb jellies, the siphonophores, and the salps.